Namaskar children, myself Pratishtha Gupta, your science teacher from ITL. Children, till now we have studied in our fundamental unit of life, chapter 5 biology. We have completed 4 modules in which we have seen the discovery of cell, the basic structure of cell, how they are different, the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. Then we have studied about various cell organelles that are performing specific functions in various cells. Today we are in the last module of this chapter, in which we are going to study 2 topics. The first one is the comparison between animal cell and plant cell, which is very often asked in the examination. And we are going to do the cell division, which is again a very, very important topic. So children, we have studied the various cell organelles, and this is a comparative account of the plant cell and the animal cell. Now, whenever you are asked in your exam to draw a well-labeled diagram, instead of going for complicated diagrams, kindly draw simple diagrams like this, which give to the point information about the various cell organelles. If you see the plant cell, I have given one extra layer, which is the cell wall. However, in animal cell, it is the cell membrane. So, this is the first difference. The cell membrane, which is present in both the types of cells, it forms the outermost covering in case of animal cell, and in plant cell it is the cell wall, which is made up of cellulose, and it gives a little shape, as you can see, and rigidity to the cell. We have already studied about the role of cell wall in holding the shape of the plant cell when it is kept in hypotonic solution. Next, when we come inside, we see inside both plant cell and animal cell are filled with the jelly-like substance, which is known as the cytoplasm. So it is almost the same in both the types of cells. Next, we come to the third most important part, that is the nucleus. If you see both the plant cell and animal cell, they are having the eukaryotic nucleus with all the 4 parts. And what these 4 parts were, let us do a quick revision. The nuclear membrane, the nucleoplasm, the chromatin, and the nucleolus. These are the 4 main parts of a eukaryotic nucleus. If you see, both plant cell and animal cells are having the 4 important parts. However, if you observe, in case of plant cell, the nucleus is shifted on one side because of the presence of large vacuole. So now there is another point of difference that we see in case of nucleus, that in case of animal cell, it occupies the central position, and in case of plant cell, it is shifted to one side. Let us come to the next organelles. If you see the animal cell, mitochondria, these red colored organelles, these are forming the largest cell organelle in case of animal cell. However, in case of plant cell, this is chloroplast, which is larger than mitochondria. So, chloroplasts are the largest cell organelles in case of plant cell, which are performing the function of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, as you know, is absent in animal cell, so there is no chloroplast. So this is the third point of difference. Let us come to the other cell organelles. This is endoplasmic reticulum. It is present in both the cells, plant cell as well as animal cell. In animal cell, we are seeing smooth as well as rough endoplasmic reticulum. Let us see the Golgi apparatus. It is present both sides. Lysosomes, it is present both sides. Some books say that lysosomes are present only in animal cells, but your NCERT says that it is present in both plant as well as animal cell. Now if you see the fourth point of difference, there is a large central vacuole in case of plant cell which holds a lot of water along with dissolved substances. In case of animal cell, the vacuoles are not there, or if at all they are there, they are very insignificant and small. So the large vacuole is another feature which differentiates plant cell with animal cell. So children, this is the comparison between plant cell and animal cell. You can see the four main differences. Let us quickly revise. Presence of cell wall in plant cell, it is absent in animal cell. The vacuole is large and prominent in the center. This is not there in case of animal cell. They are either very small, insignificant, or they are totally not there. And if you see the nucleus, it is shifted on one side in case of plant cell, and it is occupying the central position in case of animal cell. Last but not the least, very important point, plant cells show the presence of chloroplast, which are the largest cell organelles, but they are not present in animal cell. Children, the second topic for today is the cell division. Just as the cell is the fundamental unit of all living organisms, cell division is the most fundamental characteristic of all the cells. Now, cell division is important. Why do we need cell division? Why? Each and every living organism, right from the unicellular amoeba to multicellular plants and higher organisms like human beings and mammals, they need cell division. Now they require cell division for growth. You know that growth is the vital activity of any living organism. For example, when the life begins by the formation of one single cell, that zygote. When it divides, it multiplies, and then it forms a ball of cells which later differentiates into other organs and parts. Next is replacement. The cells in our body needs replacement after some time. For example, the life of a RBC, a red blood cell, is around 120 days. I'll just give the example over here. The life of a RBC is about 120 days. After 120 days, it will die. So what do we need to do? We need to produce new RBCs, which are produced in the bone marrow. For that, we need cell division. Then comes the repair. Now you get hurt, your skin gets damaged or bruised somewhere while playing. What happens? After some time, new skin layer comes. So this is the repair. So we need cell division for the repair of the body. Last but not the least, the cell division is important for reproduction. Unless and until reproduction is there, new sex cells will not be formed. For example, in plants, the formation of pollen grains and ova takes place by reproduction. In case of human beings, the formation of ova and the sperms take place by reproduction. If it will not take place, the species is not going to continue. So for the continuation of species, any type, whether unicellular, multicellular, any type of organism, we require cell division. A cell needs to divide, but the cell cannot divide just like that. It needs some preparation. So before cell division, what occurs? We have understood why. What occurs? the nuclear material. We have seen nuclear in our previous module. We have seen the nucleus and the role of nucleus, that it is a control center. Apart from that, we studied that the nucleus is also responsible for the transfer of heredity material from one generation to the other. So what happens before cell division? The nuclear material divides, it becomes double, and then the cell divides to form new cells. Now, before we get into the details of cell division, it is important to tell you that cell division can be of two types, mitosis and meiosis. For activities like growth, replacement of the old and worn out cells, and repair of the body. These first three reasons the cells undergo mitosis. For growth of the body, for replacement of old and worn out organs and cells, and repair of some damaged cells and tissues, we need mitosis. But for reproduction, for formation of new organisms, this second type of cell division, that is meiosis, occurs. Now let us just compare mitosis and meiosis. Children, in class 9th, you need to study the two topics at a very superficial level. You are not going to go into very detailed study of mitosis and meiosis. Basically, mitosis occurs in somatic cells. Now, somatic cells means all the cells of the body apart from the sex cells or the gametes. So, the meiosis takes place in germ cells or reproductive cells. If we talk about plants, the stamens and the pistil are the reproductive parts, and the meiosis takes place there to form the ova and the pollen. While in case of animals, it is the egg and the sperms. Next, in case of mitosis, if you see, I have made the diagram over here. There is one parent cell. It divides to form two cells, and we say that these are two daughter cells because they can further divide and form more daughter cells in the next generation. Now, if you see, children, this mitosis occurs in somatic cells, and over here the chromosome number, the chromosomes that are present in the nucleus, their number is fixed for any particular species. Now over here the chromosome number remains the same. If you see here, there were 4 chromosomes. They are basically present in pairs. That is the reason they are known as homologous chromosomes. So this chromosome number remains the same and it forms 2 daughter cells. However, if you come here in meiosis, the chromosome number becomes halved and it leads to the formation of 4 daughter cells. It takes place in germ cells. The chromosome number becomes, here you can see 4 cells, and over here you can see 2 cells in each of these daughter cells. That means here the chromosome number gets reduced. Due to this reason, it is also known as reduction division. So we have seen first difference, that the mitosis undergoes in somatic cells and meiosis undergoes in germ cells or the reproductive cells. In mitosis, the chromosome number remains the same, that is diploid. We will be studying this meaning of these terms in the class 10th. However, diploid over here means 2n, basically the homologous number, the original number of chromosome. Over here in meiosis, they become halved or haploid, and that is the reason it is known as reduction division. The third difference That is, here 2 daughter cells are formed, and in meiosis 4 daughter cells are formed. Last but not the least, mitosis controls the growth, repair and replacement of cells in the body, and meiosis control the reproduction or the reproductive function in the organism. So children, this is the cell division that we need to study in our class 9 syllabus. A quick recap. Cell division, why do we need it? For growth, replacement, repair and reproduction. How many types of cell division? There are 2 types, mitosis and meiosis. If we compare, mitosis occurs in the somatic cells, meiosis occurs in the reproductive cells. Over here, the chromosome number remains the same. Over here, they become half. 2 daughter cells are formed in mitosis, and in meiosis 4 daughter cells are formed, and mitosis occurs for growth, repair, replacement, and meiosis occurs for reproduction. So with this we come to the end of this chapter number 5, fundamental unit of life. I will request you to go through the content given in the NCERT book thoroughly, understand all the functions of all the organelles, the comparison between plant cell, animal cell, the comparison between prokaryotic, eukaryotic cell, the comparison between mitosis and meiosis, and the behavior of plant and animal cell in various types of solutions. Namaskar.